Sitting in the fertile land between Africa, Europe, and Asia, the ancient Sumerians inhabited what is called Mesopotamia, meaning land between two rivers. They are the world's first known ancient civilization, and are credited as the civilization that invented the wheel, the plow, the sailboat, the first calendar, the first known written language, the 60-20 counting system, the first cities, and so on. As amazing as all of this civilization's achievements were, ironically, ancient Sumer was not even known to exist until the mid-19th century. Everything known about ancient Mesopotamia was only known from the Bible. French and British archaeologists competed to discover more and more amazing information. One discovery in 1851 by British traveler Austen Henry Layard was at the Library of Ashurbanipal. This library contained a massive collection of tablets from many time periods in Mesopotamia. Various tablets describing so-called myths and legends were recovered here, such as the Epic of Gilgamesh, in which a flood story is told that is very similar to that of the story of Noah. In it, the god Enlil is angered at the humans, so he decides to destroy the world with a great flood. He tells the other gods to not share this plan, but the god Enki, also known as Ea, warns the hero of the story, Utnapishtim, of the devastation about to be unleashed, and instructs him to build a boat. He survives the cataclysm and is granted immortality or a godlike status, and lives the rest of his life at the mouth of rivers. Surely such an advanced and intelligent civilization was not created overnight, but this is exactly what many of our history textbooks would have us to believe. We are told that human beings transitioned from hunter-gatherer societies into this incredibly knowledgeable and sophisticated culture basically overnight, in just a span of a few thousand years. All of a sudden, all of this knowledge on mathematics, language, astronomy, and so on burst onto the scene. However, if we were to critically examine what they describe in their stories, we see that they, along with many other ancient civilizations, talk about a wonderful time period before the flood. They talk in the Sumerian kings list about how each king ruled before the Great Flood ruled for thousands of years, and living tens of thousands of years. They themselves say their civilization goes back around 250,000 years. While that number may seem absurd to most people, remember that these people were the inventors of many of the systems that we still use today. Also, what is very interesting to consider is how the modern geological data correlates to the flood story told around the world, and first documented in Sumer. It is now known scientifically that the Earth was covered in massive glaciers in about 12,000 years ago. Then a devastating rapid melting of these glaciers occurred in what is known as the Younger Dryas. This would have been absolutely catastrophic to any and all humans living on the planet at the time. The question is then asked, well, how did the Sumerians and other ancient cultures know of this event? Do they have an ancient memory of this happening to them, and retell this in their so-called myths? I believe that that is exactly the case, and that they knew far more about factual, verifiable events than what we give them credit for. I wonder if we will dig deeper and examine everything else they claim in their history. I believe we will find much of it to be shockingly accurate as we uncover more information that we have lost over the years.